Coach, we're going to go right into questions, and we're going to start with Chris Stock from Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Coach, you didn't have a carry by running back until your fourth series. Just kind of thoughts on that, and maybe looking back, would you have liked to have tried to get the running game going earlier in the game?
I didn't hear part of the question. We didn't have a carry by running back till when?
Until your fourth series there in the second quarter with 6 minutes left on that drive. Would you have liked to have gotten them sooner? And then also, what was the reason why it took so long?
Yeah, I didn't know that stat, to be honest with you. I mean, we called runs to the running back on first play of the game, actually, on a zone read. And they missed charge. We had to pull it, took a loss. We had the one drive in the first quarter and then weren't back out there till the second quarter. Actually, I think the first play of the second drive was a called carry to the running back too that, was a muffed exchange. So we definitely were wanting to run the football. We didn't do it very well. And even once we got behind, probably stayed with it a little too much and were just very ineffective doing so.
Coach, we're going to go to David Lake at Inside the U. David, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, along similar lines in terms of running the ball, I guess, how would you assess how the offensive line performed with run blocking, and then I guess also the pass blocking as well, just the assessment of the line in general?
I don't think there's really any fairness to assessing one group over the other. We got whipped in every phase. We got whipped up front. We got whipped on the perimeter. I got whipped. I didn't do a very good job. So, look, we got our tails kicked. Give them a lot of credit. We didn't really execute well in any phases, running, protecting, throwing it. And, had penalties, very undisciplined, turned the football over. I mean, I think everybody saw it was pretty obvious. We played very poorly and didn't really give our team a chance to win.
Coach, we're going to go to Gary Furman at Kane Sport. Gary?
Hey, Rhett, how are you? So your offensive system is proven, battle-tested, and has been incredibly consistent, at least from, what I've looked at, from your past through the years. Obviously, Saturday night was a really big struggle. Do you attribute that to just a personnel disparity between the two teams, execution, and what did you take out of it? And is there anything that might be applicable to the weeks ahead?
Yeah, we've been consistent for the most part. I think part of it, you got to give Clemson a lot of credit. They're a good football team. I think the other part is we didn't execute really anywhere very well. We lost pretty much every one-on-one battle there would be, whether it be blocking, whether it be on the perimeter, throwing and catching. I didn't do a good job late in the second quarter and specifically in the third quarter of jump starting us and getting us rolling. We were never able to really get in a rhythm offensively, and credit them and our lack of execution to the reasons for that. And it just, kind of snowballed on us and got away from us. I think it's one game. Just like you can't overreact to the first three games, you can't overreact to one game. I think our guys, we've learned a good lesson. We've got to obviously play at a lot higher caliber if you're going to play a team like that and produce any kind of results, much less a lot better than what we did. But, it's one game. Like I told the guys, the one game won't define us. It's disappointing. We had an opportunity that we didn't take advantage of. But the most important thing is how are we going to respond this week? We got an excellent Pitt team coming in here, and we can't let that game beat us twice.
Coach, we're going to go to David Furones at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David?
Hey, Rhett, to follow up on the first question about establishing the run early, is that still important to try even if teams are stacking the box like we expect Pitt to do, or do you really have to set up the run by first establishing the pass in those cases? And then also I wanted to ask about the sacks. How many were on the line, do you feel, and how many were on De'Aaron King?
Yeah, we have to establish the run, and I think we tried. We were in 2nd and 11. We were having penalties. We were in 1st and 15. We were in 3rd and 12. Credit to them. They were aggressive. They dictated to us. We never did any dictating to them. And when you get behind the sticks, as badly as you want to try to run the football, it puts you in a bind. And I know we ran out on a couple 2nd and 13s even, just trying to get in 3rd and manageable. Just like I said, guys, we could analyze it forever if you want. We played really bad. We got whipped. And there doesn't always have to be definitive answers or one guy's fault. I'm responsible. We didn't get it done. And we're already back hard at work getting ready for Pitt, who is an excellent team. They're very much like Clemson. They don't really give up anything in the run game. But I think we saw the other night, if you can't run the football, you can't throw it either. So we're going to have to do what we do. We're going to have to be balanced. We got to be better on early downs. That was the formula for the first 3 games for us being successful. And we were very, very poor the other night, and I think it showed.
Oh, and just 5 sacks. How many do you the 5 sacks? How many do you attribute to the line?
Yeah, and I think it was 4 because I believe, Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, they called a sack on the first play of the game, which was a run play. So, I'm not the statistician. I know Derek had 3, and I think Kosi had 1. Kosi's was a coverage sack that covered everybody. He's got to throw the ball away. I think probably 2 were on the line / running back combination. They brought some pressures, and Derek didn't really have a chance. The other one, I think he probably could have gotten rid of the ball. But, it was a team effort. Obviously, we didn't protect him well in those 3rd and long situations to have those 4 sacks. And, they blitzed about every play. We did some good things in protection, but we weren't able to ever hurt them. And so guess what? They kept doing it.
Coach, we're going to go to Barry Jackson at the Miami Herald. Barry?
Hi, Rhett. Obviously, Cameron Harris had played so well the first 3 games, 3 yards on 8 carries Saturday. As you looked at the tape, were there any more yards there to be gained, or were there simply no holes? And also, do you like the distribution of carries at the moment with Cameron clearly first and then a big drop-off to Jalen and Chaney?
Well, I think we've done a good job in the first 3 games with the distribution of carries. Cam was the guy, but both those other young backs got good carries in every game. And obviously our goal was to get all those guys more carries the other night. When you run 50-something plays and you play as poorly as we did, that's not going to happen. So there wasn't a lot there in the run game. Like I said, I didn't do a very good job of Justin. We didn't do a very good job up front in the one-on-one battles. He probably could have banged it in there and gotten a few extra yards a couple times. I think our 2 best runs of the night for Cam were called back because of penalties. So, look, they whipped us. There's really nothing else to be said.
Coach, we got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Manny Navarro at The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Rhett. Obviously, teams are going to stack the box if you can't get the deep ball going and even the intermediate passing game. I know you said it's going to take a while for Derek and those receivers to kind of get on the same page. Are there any solutions, anything you can try to do to help free those guys up and to get those passes to start working?
Yeah, I mean, I think, guys, we played 4 games, and for 3 out of 4 games, we were able to be effective enough throwing the ball to win. We had a lot of one-on-one matchups the other night. We didn't win any of them. We didn't make the throws in those situations either at times to give them chances. Obviously there's some things you can do to try to free some guys up, but it wasn't like we were throwing into double coverage all night. We lost every one-on-one battle there was. We will have to be creative to try to help our guys free up and get some completions and get some things to get us going. And we just got to be a lot better than we were.
And I guess individually, just Pope, Wiggins, and Harley, is there anything you've seen on tape from them the first 4 weeks that you've stressed to them? I want more of this, going forward.
Yeah, we got to win one-on-one battles. I mean, it's big-time college football, and when you play a game against a team like that, you're going to have to make plays vertically down the field, both with the quarterback throwing and the receivers. And, there's going to be contested throws and catches. You're not going to have guys wide open all the time. And we have not done a very good job in the first 4 games of completing contested balls vertically down the field. And I think it's showing, like you said, people can stack the box. They can kind of force you into having to do those kind of things, take everything else away. And if you can't hit a few of them, it really puts a lot of pressure on you.
Thanks. Coach, this is the last question. It's from Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead for Coach Lashlee.
Hey, Coach Lashlee.
Hey,
players have 24 hours usually, to get over a loss emotionally. How hard is it for coaches to get over games like that? What's your personal process in dealing with that? And also, you talked about just now not doing a great job in the second, I think late in the second quarter, that you weren't able to get in a rhythm. What would you have done differently, in those respects looking back?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really disappointing anytime you lose. Coaches are a lot like players. We take it pretty hard. And, you come back in Sunday and you try to assess the issues, you try to fix them and move on as quick as you can to the next opponent. Usually till about you get out there Tuesday morning to your next practice, it's still kind of eating at you. But that's the nature of what we do. The next Saturday is always coming. Whether you win or lose the game, you got to move on to the next. If we would have won, we'd be in the same situation. We'd have to get ready for Pitt. And you have to, and especially when you're leading the young men, if you sit around and you sulk and you feel sorry for yourself, I mean, what kind of message is that going to send to those guys? We got to get ready to go play Pitt. And like I said, that loss the other night hurts. It was a missed opportunity. It doesn't define us. How we respond is what's important. That's how life is. You know, everybody who's good at anything gets whipped sometimes in life. And, you know, this is no different. And so as a team, as a coach, as players, as a group, as a unit, you know, we got to respond. You got to pick yourself up. You got to go back out there. And like I said, that's life. In terms of what I meant by just, you know, we were struggling in the second quarter, especially the third quarter. We had several opportunities with the game at 21-10 and a couple PN10 calls I wish I could have back. Just, again, try to get us a shot in the arm, do something. Because we just were flat. We weren't making any plays. And as a coach, you always look at what you could have done differently and try to do some things to free our guys up or just put them in a better situation. And I clearly wasn't able to do that. And so I got to make sure that, you know, when those situations happen again, that's my job to kind of do something to find a spark and to get us going. And I've got to be able to do that.